risky hockey. What did you mean by that?
Oh, sorry. Just, I think it's just taking chances, and we might not have to, and especially when you have a lead. Obviously, you never want to sit back, and that's the worst thing you can do when you have a lead. But you want to also make sure that you're not giving up big chances, and you're kind of erring on the side of caution. So, just being a little bit smarter with, whether it's in the defensive zone or making reads to maybe pull back instead of staying high. So just little things like that are really small details, but obviously you can see that create some problems if you don't do them.
Is that this team's nature to want to keep the pedal to the metal kind of thing, or no?
I would say the last 3 games, yeah. I mean, we've done a really good job of that. So, I think that the effort and competing and all that's been there, and that's why we've had success for most of it. But that one time that you take that chance, it's usually in your net, and we did that more than once. So, it's a matter of learning from that. But you'd rather have to learn from that than not competing and sitting back and that kind of thing. So, we'd rather learn that way.
In the role of aggressor, you guys are leading the league right now in fighting majors. Is that necessity? Is it frustration? Just kind of where the games are taking you guys?
Yeah, it's not by design, I don't think. It's not something we really look at, or it's the way it's worked out, and who knows, by the end of the season it could be completely different. But we'd certainly like to be higher in other categories than just fighting.
Was today's practice, do you think, Sid, directly related to things that happened last night, kind of the things you worked on today?
A bit, and that's pretty typical of every game, every next day skate. But I think this is something that we've been working on, especially the last week or so, D-zone coverage and making sure we're really sharp there. So it's kind of been a progressive thing and something that we've improved on with each game, but still some room there.
What do you think of the NHL's idea, I guess it is, to have captains choose the all-star teams?
I think it's cool. I mean, there's going to be a lot of talk and excitement around that. And, anything to bring interest and excitement, and that's what all-star games are about. It's about, celebrating the game, and I think that's a pretty good idea. So, we'll see what exactly the format's going to be, but I think people will be pretty excited to see what the teams end up.
Would you like to be a captain?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it'd be fun. I think there'd be a little bit of pressure that comes with that. You don't want to be the guy to leave someone off your team or whatever the case is, but I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if anybody wants to be the last guy picked either. So I think either way, it's going to be fun for everyone involved, and everyone should be looking forward to that.
So you're right up there in the scoring ranks now. You play guys right with you. You're doing so well in that area, and yet the team, you talk about power play at times, you talk about goaltending, but the thing last night, or defensive zone play, risk or something like that. How do you balance how well you're doing with maybe some of the struggles the team is having?
Well, I think you don't always gauge yourself based on points, and obviously sometimes it's an indication, but there are times where you play really good hockey for a stretch and puck doesn't go in, and then sometimes you don't play great and you get points. So there's sometimes where it's a good indication. I think it's just a matter of being honest about your game and knowing what that is and what it looks like, and eventually those things come, the points come, the goals come with playing well. So I think that's the worst thing you can do is get caught up in judging your play by points sometimes. But it's just a matter of knowing what your game looks like, and that's what I try to do. Every game I try to evaluate myself the same, no matter what that ends up.
So how do you judge yourself?
Pretty good. I mean, I'd like to generate a little more, get a few more shots, but at the same time, I think as far as competing and those things, it's been pretty consistent, and that's always the toughest part. You're challenged every night. You're playing, some good D and things like that, so you've got to be prepared to do that every night. So I think, as a line, we've been willing to do that, especially the last few games. We've got some good results, but whether it's the line or the team, it's the same thing. You've got to be ready to do that every night and give yourself a chance to make those plays and to create things.
When you go against